Hey folks, your OS Reviews. You're watching our video review of the Sumsonic HD action camera. This one retails on Amazon for 50 bucks, which is pretty affordable, and it uses a full-sized SD card as opposed to a micro SD, which is something we don't tend to see a lot of on these very small action cameras. This one has an interesting display which is actually horizontally mounted. That makes this particular model great for mounting on a helmet or onto a bike for those purposes. It has a 5 megapixel sensor for taking images and also shoots at 1080p HD resolution. Some more details can be found on the very back of the packaging. Sumsonic also sells some other models with very similar specifications, although the design is slightly tweaked, and you can check them out also through the company's website. So in the box, you have access to what looks like a charging cable. It uses a mini USB as opposed to the micro USB standard. There's also 3M sticky pads for you to attach the camera onto a mount or onto a bike, something like that. Here is the user manual for the S300 HD camera. It's pretty well documented, shows you how to go through all the various features and functions in both Chinese and English. There's access to the camera itself, and afterwards we have the various mounts for the bikes, for the helmets, and we have all those accessories in here as well. So you don't have to purchase these separately, which is a plus for the S300. Setting everything off to the side here, we have access just to the camera itself. It does not come with a SD card, so you need to have your own memory card when you plan on purchasing this particular model, but this is basically what it looks like. Again, it's very small, portable, it's crafted out of plastic, but it has a pretty solid construction quality to it. It feels rigid, it doesn't creak around the edges, so it feels like it's going to last you, even though it's fairly small, so it's easy to carry around as well. It has a glossy surface on the front, which attracts quite a bit of fingerprints. On the left-hand side, you have access to a micro USB port for charging. The front features the 1.5-inch display, which is the TFT LCD screen. You also have access to the power on-off switch, a display mode, which cycles through the various functions, a mode key, which also dubs over here as the delete key. This one is a play key. Over here, we have a simple remote/shutter key, which is simple and easy to press. There's an LED indicator as well. The front features the wide-angle lens, and the back features a tripod stand for you to place this onto a mount when you're recording video if you don't want to hold it or put it onto your helmet or something like that. I can also slide this particular tab down. This reveals the SD card and also the reset pin. Now the battery itself is actually non-user removable, which is kind of interesting because we typically see removable batteries on these very budget cameras and camcorders, but this one is actually mounted in here, so if it dies, basically you're out of luck. Powering the device on, it basically takes about 2 hours to fully charge, and there's a partial charge in the camera the first time that you get it, and it powers on as such. Now, the display itself is bright enough to be seen under direct sunlight. However, it offers not so good viewing angles, so if you tilt it slightly, which is the position you'll probably be holding it for shooting video, it makes the screen kind of difficult to see. At least the colors are a little bit more washed out. As you can see here, we have access to the resolution of the video on the top left-hand corner. There's access to the battery status. We also have the amount of time remaining for your memory card when you're recording content, and that's basically the entire interface. It's quite simple and easy to use. Tapping on the display key here once turns the display off temporarily. I can tap on it again to bring it back to life, and after a few moments of inactivity, the camera will shut off to preserve battery. You can also set that up in the settings and change those if you tap on the mode key, and you can cycle through taking pictures, recording video, or playing back your images or your videos. So the actual user interface is quite simple. As you can see here, this is the wide-angle lens. It does a pretty good job of capturing your surroundings. In general, your images and your videos turn out to be pretty good, especially if your lighting conditions are pleasing. And I would say that this is a better video camera than it is a camera because the videos turn out to be pretty nice. They have a good frame rate to them, and the saturation is decent, and colors are nice and vibrant. The frame rates are also decent as well. However, the actual images that you take using the 5 megapixel sensor are a little bit more fuzzy, blurred out, and not as high resolution. Overall, it does a pretty good job for a sub $50 action camera. We're going to give you a quick demo clip of how the video is next. As shown in the video clip, we were pleased with the video experience on the S300. That's because the frame rates are smooth and your colors are nice and accurate, especially under ideal lighting conditions. So overall, for something that's sub $50, it presents a nice value for the money, especially because the angle of the lens is nice and wide and also uses a full-size SD card as opposed to microSD, which can be more expensive, especially if you plan on shooting more content over time. To learn more information about the iShare S300 HD action camera, be sure to read our full RIN review, but this has been our brief video review here at OS Reviews. Thank you for watching.